Hello. Yesterday in 1973 saw the death of Pablo Picasso, a well-known artist, of course, and possibly the painter of the best-known piece of art, Guernica. This massive painting, 25 feet long and 11 feet high, records the destruction of the village of Guernica by Nazi bombers in 1937. Franco's army was fighting against the Republican cause in Spain and asked the Nazis to bomb Guernica because they saw this as the seat of the strategic heart, really, of the opposition. And the village was completely destroyed in 2 hours of bombing, and the large majority of its population killed. Guernica was a painting which became a symbol of the anti-war movement because although its symbolism is horses and bulls and things is quite difficult sometimes to interpret, it was a very powerful expression of the horror that Picasso felt at this event. And it is displayed outside the Security Council in the United Nations. And the event I want us to recall today was the day in February 2003 when Colin Powell was due to make a speech in front of this picture, explaining why President Bush thought that it was appropriate for America to go to war with Iraq. It was a very bellicose speech that he made, and it led, as we know, to a war which caused enormous destruction. The painting that would have been seen behind Colin Powell when he made this speech was covered up. The Americans had asked for it to be covered by a blue cloth, blue for the United Nations, and by various national flags that were supporting the American invasion, because the idea of having this anti-war painting prominently displayed immediately behind Colin Powell making his very bellicose speech just was too much. They felt that it would undermine the power of what he was saying, and they didn't want the anti-war sense that picture brings out in us to be accompanying this attempt of Colin Powell to persuade people that war against Iraq was a good thing. And it's not only, for me, a symbol of the way in which those in power don't like to have an alternative viewpoint expressed, they feel threatened by it, but it also speaks to me of the way, as ordinary individuals, that's often the case. We don't like contradiction or opposition. We get irritated perhaps when people say something which disagrees with something which we've just said. And I think this is particularly the case. We are more sensitive, aren't we, if what we're not sure that what we've said is actually the whole truth. If we feel there's an element in the criticism that is true, we get even more defensive. And so today, as I remember Picasso and Guernica and Colin Powell, I'm going to just try and be open to the fact that people will often feel differently from me and want to put a different point of view and have every right to do so, and not to react defensively or even aggressively when they do.